Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. Happy New Year everyone. If I didn't already say, this video is about cross stitch, and sometimes I mention crochet, punch needle, but today's primarily about cross stitch. I have been working on my crocheted blanket, but I'm not going to show it because it's almost done. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. So welcome everyone, and a big hello to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you stopping by. Lots of good cross-stitching news to talk to you guys about and tell you about, and I'll show you some things I've been working on, and I'll talk to you about some plans that I have for the new year. So I hope you guys all had happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, New Year's, whatever you celebrated. I hope it was wonderful. It was very small for us. It was just me and my husband. We did manage to eat so much food. We made prime rib with all the sides to go with it, and I just can't believe the holidays are over. It seems like I was just cooking for Thanksgiving dinner, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm sitting there making the sides for Christmas dinner. And I thought, where did the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas go? I just don't get it. It is my favorite time of year. We've been taking lots of walks at night to go look at all the Christmas lights. Our track is all decorated real pretty, so we got to see a lot of good stuff, and it's been so much fun. The only bad thing is, I think if a lot of you already know that I canceled the big surgery I have coming up. It was supposed to be December 30th. The week before, I was sitting there baking cookies, and I thought, I can't do this. I just can't. So I canceled. I feel good about it. The only bad thing is the downside of the effects of not having your leg fixed, and the limping and the lower back pain. And Deuce wants to say hello. Can you say hello to everybody? There he is. So the only bad thing about not getting it fixed, which wasn't the best choice, was the limping, the pain, the inflammation. It's been pretty bad. So let's see, how did my new year start? We had, if you're part of my group, Stitching 911 on Facebook, and it's stitching and then the numbers 911. It's a lot of fun. Join us. We have Zoom meetups. Well, New Year's Eve, a group of us decided to have a pajama sip and stitch. So we were all in our pajamas. We all had a glass of whatever we wanted to drink. Some drank Coke, some drank tea, some drank alcohol. It was really a lot of fun. We all enjoyed being together with our friends. And this isn't like a cliquey type of Zoom. Everyone's welcome. We had people from the Netherlands. We had people from England. We had people from all over Canada and the United States. And it's usually pretty typical with the time, depending on the time and day when people are available. We get a variety of so many great people, and friendships have developed. So if you're ever interested in joining a Zoom group, I highly recommend the one that I have, because it's really a lot of fun. Everybody's welcoming. We laugh, and it's a good time. So get a hold of me if you're interested. Join Facebook and then look for Stitching 911, and we'd love to have you. So I told you about the surgery being delayed. People have asked me if I plan on having a whip parade. Some people are new to this channel. What is a whip? A whip is a work in progress, something you're working on, a project that you're stitching, a blanket that you're crocheting, whatever it may be, that is a whip. So if you hear Flosstubers or other YouTubers talk about a whip, that's what it is. So people have asked, will you have a whip parade? And if you watch other Flosstubes, which I'm sure most of you do, you'll see most everybody has started the new year with a whip parade. Well, I don't like to copy other Floss. I love having my own unique little channel. And the other reason I did not do a whip parade for New Year's is I'm saving it for when I do have my surgery, because I won't be able to stitch for about a month because of vision problems with medication, and I don't feel good. Crocheting's a little easier for me, but as far as stitching, I won't have much progress. So I thought that's perfect. Save the whip parade for when you have your surgery, when you're not feeling that great. You want to just show what you have been working on throughout the last year. So that's my plans. I'm going to have a parade of things, all of my started projects. So you might be there a while. You all know I love starting projects. You all know that I love working on each one of them. So that'll be a lot of fun. Right now the surgery is scheduled, hopefully, well, I'd like to push it more, but I can't. I have to get it done. So February, and I'm going to shoot for the end of February. So the whip parade might be around then. Let's talk about some cross-stitch news. There's not a whole lot. There have been some great new releases, which I'll show at the end of the video. And I have a few questions people have asked. I happen to notice the free pandemic chart that came out. Let me see if I can grab it. One second. I wasn't able to find my copy of it, but if you remember me talking about on Instagram, there is an account, a girl who posted a free chart. Her name is Sarcy Girl, S-A-R-C-Y, and then G-U-R-L on Instagram, made a beautiful, beautiful chart for free for all of us to stitch called Pandemic 2020, I think it was called. So I'm going to link it below. And I happen to be on Mrs. Sedas Silk Etsy shop. And apparently I saw that Mrs. Sedas, if you're interested in trying silks, on a free chart. In fact, I'll show a picture of the pandemic chart here so you guys can see, in case you missed it in previous videos. It is a free chart. She made it available to all of us. It was amazing. So I happen to be on this Etsy shop called Mrs. Sedas, and a lot of us know her as a beautiful silk supplier for our cross stitch. If you haven't tried silks, I recommend her. Her silks are beautiful. They're smooth when you're using them for stitching. And I'll link it below. I'll put the name of Mrs. Sedas below. It's M-I-S-S-U-S, and then separate word. Well, on Etsy, you search it together as one word, Sedas, S-E-D-A-S. So she put together colors for that specific chart. There's a pack of colors if you're interested in checking out the floss pack colors. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to do a floss tube before. When you purchase the silks, there was a portion of the proceeds going towards a foundation that she was donating. I believe it was in Spain, a children's foundation. So I think that's over, but the floss packs, I did see them last night when I checked. They are still available for the pandemic chart. Someone mentioned an NPI, which is a silk, a fantastic silk. I have not personally stitched with them yet. I have a kit down there that's kitted up, ready to go with NPI silks. If you're ever interested in floss clubs, people have asked me, what floss clubs are you in, and what is a floss club? Floss club is where you can get some specialty floss sent to you monthly. It's a fun club. A lot of companies offer floss clubs. The ones that I'm in are, and you'll see some of them hanging here. The ones I'm in is Fat Quarter Shop, which is Classic Colorworks. And I'm also in Color and Cotton Floss Club. Those are the only two that I'm in. And I happen to hear somebody say that if you're interested in NPI silks, if you've stitched with them before, again, I have not personally yet, but I've heard they're fantastic. I didn't realize this, but Fat Quarter Shop offers an NPI Floss Club where you get a bundle of floss every month sent to you. So floss clubs are a lot of fun. Look into that. Again, Fat Quarter Shop, Color and Cotton are the ones that I'm in. I'm super happy with them. Their delivery's been great. Shipping's been great. They're spot on every month on when they say they're going to deliver. I think they're wonderful. Lots of other clubs out there that, if you're part of my group, sometimes people mention clubs that they're in, and it's interesting to see the different clubs that are out there. I'm also in, people have asked me what fabric club I'm in. Currently, I am in Color and Cotton's Fabric Club. Same thing. You get a cut of fabric. You get to choose what count of fabric you want. And I'm usually in the neutrals. I don't like the bright, like lime green and oranges. I like just the sampler colors. Like they're usually neutrals, tans, grays. So I'm in a sampler club that I just joined, and I'm super excited. Fortnight Fabrics. It's Christian and Derek. If you have not watched their Flosstube, they are so hilariously funny. I enjoy them. They are Married with Stitches on YouTube. So not only do they have a YouTube channel, they both stitch. They also now have and they have last year also a fabric club, which I joined just a few weeks ago. I joined some subtle, what's that word? Subtle? Samplers, like a neutral samplers, and I also joined 12 Shades of Gray. They have 4 or 5 different clubs you can join. One is an opalescent club where you get the fabric every month and it's shimmery, the opalescent shimmery fabric. They have another one that is called Famous Duos, and it has to do with the name of the fabric that you get is a famous duo. You know, like Lucy and Ricky, or Charles and Diana, or, you know, like different duo, famous people, famous couples. So they're fun. So I recently joined Fortnight Fabric. They do have a shop. It's a website, fortnightfabric.com, I think it is. I'll put it down below. So I joined that for the first time. I'm super excited to get both fabrics every month. And color and cotton are the ones that I get. Let's see, color and cotton, and that's it for this year. I've discontinued a few others. So I'm excited to get it. I don't think I've left any fabric clubs out. I'm only in 2. So yeah, just color and cotton and Fortnight Fabrics. So questions, I had a couple of questions in my last video that I want to just answer super quick. Somebody asked about the canine tributes that I do, the police canine tributes that I do at the beginning of my videos. I had someone ask, oh, I didn't realize you were from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm from Southern California. I spent 27 years in law enforcement. The last 20 were spent as a 911 dispatcher. I got hurt in the police academy, as a lot of you know. I got hurt really bad, and that's why I have all these surgeries and stuff. So I spent my whole life training with police canines. I trained not only as a decoy, as you guys seen the pictures on TV or the videos on TV of the people that have the big sleeve on their arms, and the dogs come, they find you, they're searching for you, they're during training exercises, and they bite down on the padded arm, and then they shake the arm. That was me for a lot of years, the first 8 years, 9 years in law enforcement, no, longer than that, 12 years I trained with the police canines. So, and then my last years at the station, the last, say, 8 years at the city I worked for, because I worked for 3 departments, I were also trained with them, but a little bit different training. This was more of a communications type of training with the police canines. So they mean a lot to me, and when I show them at the beginning of the video, it doesn't mean that's where I'm from. I show European canines, I show Canadian, US, all over the world if I can find them. So I like to honor them. They're a huge part of our department, and they deserve recognition. So I love starting them, and I hope you enjoyed. I think his name was George, the mounted police horse that I showed in my last video. So he just retired, and I hope he lives a long, happy life in retirement. Someone asked, oh, will I have a whip parade? I already talked about. Somebody asked if there's a Modern Folk Embroidery group Facebook page. If you guys know the answer to that, let me know in comments below. The only one Facebook page I found is the business one, his Modern Folk Embroidery business page, where you click like, and then you start getting the news in the feed of your Facebook. So I don't know if there's any kind of a group stitching type of Facebook group. If you guys know, let me know in comments below. I do have a question from a viewer. I'll write you back personally on your comment. She asked me about what the stitch count was on by the Little Stitcher Christmas Carol Spirits. Let me get that out after the video. I will write you back personally on your comment from the last video. If you don't see it, send me an email and I'll get it to you. I'm sure you know who you are who asked that. Let's talk about stuff I've been working on. So I had some new starts. I had a horrific mistake on my Stacy Nash, and I'll show you. It's all fixed. It's all better. It's all ready to go. I apologize. I did not iron this. Usually I do because the fabric is super, super wrinkly. It is 32 count Ren by Picture This Plus, and for some reason it feels thinner than usual. So this is my progress. I'm gonna have to watch out. Watch out, baby. Okay, so here's my progress. As you can see, I am starting this here, and I have had to frog because of that grass. I made a huge mistake, and I had to frog, which I really wasn't crazy about anyway. There is a line, a second border, and it's a line that runs like this and then up here. It's just a solid line. Well, I got rid of that and frogged it out because this grass over here is too far forward this way. So if I had kept the border, which extends all the way around, it's just a square basically. I took it out, and now the border will be just total. This border here is fine. That's not the problem. Problem is this grass is just over like maybe 3 stitches too far over here. And when I had that rectangle border that went this way and then up, sorry guys, I'm so short that, anyway, it ran along, it was a second border, just a solid square border. I took it out, and now it's back to normal again. I did have to move this motif over just a hair, and I did have to adjust the gate a little bit to move that over a little bit. But as you can see, it's back on track, and it looks really good. The border, I have a good feeling will line up. I hope it does. We'll find out real soon. So anyway, it's real pretty. I think that this right here is really pretty. I love those colors. You can see the colors of the border down below. So anyway, it's back on track. It's going to be really pretty. I'm going to start the white house. I've got a giant white house here. I'll actually show you the, let's see. Here's the, watch out baby boy. Here's the chart. So you can see I've got this big white house. I've got, this won't take long. That's very light stitching. It's not very heavy, small letters, but this is what's gonna start taking up some time. I'll finish this other motif over here. And then after that, all I have is the top part once I start that house. So this has been fun. I was not happy with the mistake I made, with good reason, because it was a huge, huge mistake. But I just realigned everything just a little bit to the left, and it worked out fine. I think it looks great. The next project I've been working on is a new start. It was a Christmas start. It is on 32 count cream with my favorite DMC 115. You guys know I love that variegated red. Anyway, it's on cream. Here's let me show you the chart. Red Christmas by Jardin Privé. So instead of, it called for 3 colors, 304 red, 815 red, and gold. You can see the gold in the stars right here. So I just did it variegated. I'm going to do the whole thing in the variegated red. Here is my progress. I love that variegation. I think it looks so good on cream. It's just like a, just from 1, 2, 3 stitch, just a cream color. I wasn't picky on what type of fabric it was. So anyway, it's really pretty. I'm moving right along on it. That's the 115 that I'm working with. And the next project is my Hawk Run Hollow. This is a focus piece for this year. I got a lot done on this one. I'm trying to wrap up April, and this is what a year at Hawk Run Hollow looks like. As you guys know, I've finished with January, February, March. This house, these houses are so much bigger than you can imagine. Every square has something that takes up a lot of stitching. This is full coverage. That whole area is full coverage. As you guys remember, the heart took me a long time. That's a massive heart. And the dress took a long time. But anyway, this house is just, it is huge. And I'm doing this on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha, which is one of my favorites. And there it is. So as you can see, I got a lot done on April. Like I said, look at how, I'm going to fold this so you guys can see better. Look at how far down that house goes. I've got 3 levels of house, and they're all checkerboard. It's been a lot of fun to stitch. I've got that gate, those 2 cute umbrellas. And this has just been so fun. I can't tell you how much fun the Hawk Runs are. We're having a little, like, not a stitch, kind of like a unofficial stitch along in my group for anybody that wants to join and work on your Hawk Run Hollows, any of them. They've got Christmas, they've got the villages, they've got shores of Hawk Run Hollow, Halloween. So this is a year at Hawk Run Hollow. And it's just my favorite. I'm so proud of it. When this is done, it's going to be fantastic. Okay, the next one is Watermelon Tourmaline, which is my Zoom project that I like to work on when I'm on Zoom because it's easy to follow. It is on Dusty Road, 32 count by Seraphim Fabrics. That's the chart. I've got the whole top done. Now I'm working my way down. So this is my progress here. Isn't that beautiful? How pretty. So that'll be the size of the top. And then, like I said, I'll just work my way down and just keep on stitching on it. So pretty. There's my husband got me. I'll show you if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. My husband for Christmas got me another Carolyn Manning. It is Ruby. I'll show that when I show some stash. The last one that I worked on is Owl Forest Groningen. I am using Sulky Floss. The watermelon is just DMC. And this is the Owl Forest kit that I got. It arrived from Russia. This is my second shipment that I got from Russia, and I got it within, like, I'm not kidding you, a month. It was so fast. Now the first shipment that I ordered from them took a really long time. 4 months, I think. But so again, they ship right away. And am I holding the, yeah. They ship right away. And it's just the postage that takes so long. It takes a long time to get here. Sometimes. I was real surprised with the last shipment. So anyway, that's Owl Forest Groningen. And that is Sulky Floss, 12 weight. And it comes in a spool. Pretty, it's real pretty. I love the coverage. This is on 40 count, just a cream color, I think. Those are my whips. Oh, I worked on my crocheted baby blanket. I'll show a picture of it here. I'm not going to show it in person until I actually finish it because it's so close. So I was working on it a couple nights ago, and I was so excited because I thought I was done. And I'm like, oh, I'm done. I put in the last stitch. And then all of a sudden I look at the bottom of the paper, and it says, like on the back side, it said, now finish the blanket crocheting rows 2 through 5. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my excitement was totally gone because I'm like, I still have to do 2, 3, 4, and 5 now because they want you to end on the blue color or the light green color, and then you can do the border around. So I thought, God, I was so close to being done with the body of the blanket. So I am loving crochet so much. Oh, I just realized I have another whip to show you. Where is it? Huh. I have another finish or new start to show you. It is a Most Noble Pursuit. And I'll show you a picture of it here. I don't have a lot of progress anyway on it. I did finish the first box around the first picture. Massive box. Huge, huge box. It was like 120 and 120, 80 and 80 stitches down. So the box took forever for me to do. So really all I have is the outline of the first picture. I did the sun, and I did the start of the house. So I'll show that next time because I'll have more progress on it anyway. But that was a New Year's Day start, a Most Noble Pursuit. That is available through Cecilia's Sampler. It is hard to find if you look elsewhere, but I found it on Cecilia's, actually my friend found it on Cecilia's Samplers. And so check them out. Okay, so that was my New Year's start. So what are some things that I was into in 2020? I was into making floss tags. As you guys know, I did a floss tag tutorial. I took a few cards that I got and made some beautiful floss tags. This is just a couple. Floss tags are those hanging off. You can hang your floss off the bottom of it. I have a tutorial. Check it out if you're interested in it. But anyway, I made some from some of the cards that I got. So now I can keep the cards forever. I think they're so pretty. This is a carriage, you know, a horse-drawn carriage. That's a church. but I had so much fun making these tags. And so I was into making tags this year. I'll still be making more. I may do a whole bunch again, maybe next month, and put some for sale on my Instagram. All the proceeds go towards postage handling when I do giveaways. So it's fun to make. I enjoy it. So if you're interested in floss tags like this to keep your floss on, I do like to put together sets of floss tags. Victorian Christmas, I think I still have lavender, purple, different colors and stuff. So maybe next month I'll post it on my Instagram. I am 911 Stitcher, all spelled out in letters on Instagram. So I might post a few for sale. And like I said, the cost will go towards shipping of giveaways, because you guys know I like doing a lot of giveaways. So what else was I into? I also loved making the floss drops. I think they're called floss drops. This happens to be Alice in Wonderland. It is a glass cover, and I put a little rabbit charm for Alice in Wonderland, and I also put a teapot for the tea party. So this is something that you can also add to your floss rings, just to add a little bit of bling. So there's Alice. Just gonna hold it a little bit stiller for you guys to see. I thought I did a couple others. They will look like this, but I've done some Halloween, as you can see. I did Christmas, Santa Claus. This was a little bird. Let's see if I can get that glare. There we go. It's a little, just a little bird, hard to see. So I was into making the floss drops this year. That was a lot of fun. This one's pretty. It's a just a real pretty flower, a red flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some plans for 2021. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make the Alice in Wonderland and any kind of floss drop like this. And again, you just put it, if this was on a tag, you just put it on your tag, and it just adds a little fun bling on your ring for some fun. And anyway, the charms I get off Amazon. So I'll tell you guys all about that when I do the tutorial on how to make these floss drops, I think they're called. So what else was I into this past year in 2020? I tried silk floss for the first time. I'd never used silk floss. I used some Belle Soie, which is beautiful, beautiful floss to use. I used cranberry, I think it was. And Soie d'Alger is another silk that I used this past year. Mrs. Sedas, the one I told you about earlier from Spain, I used some of hers for Hoity Toity, my long dog sampler, which I'll show probably in the whip parade. Unless I work on it, I'll show it before that. So that's what I was into for 2020. So what am I going to be into this coming year? What are some things that I have in my mind that I'm going to work on or do on my floss tubes? I want to finish Stacy Nash, the one I showed you, Stables from Hollyberry Farm, or Stables at Hollyberry Farm, the one that I kind of messed up, but now it's fine again. I'm going to finish that. No matter what, that's getting finished this year, soon. Hawker and Hollow, I'll be into that in 2021. I'll be doing a lot more crocheting. Since I've been working on my crocheted blanket, I have had so much fun doing it. And also, I wanted to ask you guys, those that do crochet, point me in the right direction here. I've been seeing different things on crochet kits that you can buy. I happened to watch a Flosstube a couple weeks ago. It was Jen's Stitching Niche. She talked about a company called Attic 24. I believe they're on Instagram, and they have a website. They sell products through, I can't think of the name of the website. I'll put it down in the notes below. But she has some beautiful kits that you can buy. Jen did a woodland, it's called Woodland Blanket. Check out her last Flosstube so you can, YouTube video, that you can see the blanket that she made. So now I'm all into kits. I'm into making blankets again. I went to Hobby Lobby, bought some white yarn because I found a pattern where you can use, I have a bunch of scrap yarn. What I want to do is, what you can do is change the colors of the scrap yarn throughout. You hold two threads together. One is white. You hold white throughout the whole blanket. The one that's working on one is Scott Stitches in Spain. He's also a YouTuber. Check him out. He's hysterical. He's actually the one that got me interested in doing the scrap blanket, where you carry one solid color through the whole blanket along with a scrap piece of yarn. So you've got different colors going through the blanket with a white strand as well. You'd have to watch this video to see. They're beautiful and a great way to use your scrap yarn. So check out Scott Stitches from Spain. He's one of my favorite floss tubers. His blanket's beautiful. Let's see, what else am I into this year? I'm going to finish my 2 punch needles that I'm working on. One's pretty much almost done. Just need to knock out the bottom of it. It's a Santa Claus punch needle. Some other things, a reading challenge. If you guys are on Goodreads, the app on your phone or app on your computer, it is called Goodreads, and it's all about books and reading. I joined it last year. I set my reading books goal at 25, and I failed miserably. I read 10. Isn't that pathetic? I'm a huge reader. I love to read books, paper books. I like the feel of the paper books. And so I reset my challenge for 2021 to read 25 books this year, which doesn't sound like a lot for some people, but when you do as much cross stitch as I do and run out of reading time, that's kind of a lot. So we'll see if I can make my goal this year, because I'm gonna do it this year. So I set a reading goal. One of the things that's gonna be a lot of fun, I'm gonna incorporate a few extra videos on my channel. If you're not interested in them, the great thing is that you can bypass them, and a YouTube video on cross stitch will be following it within the next week. So what I thought about doing, I was sitting there making Christmas cookies, and I was making sugar cookies. And one of my favorite things to do is to watch videos. I've learned a lot from other people, other cooking channels and other things. So I thought, when I was making these Christmas cookies, I thought, how come I'm not like videoing this and showing people how to make a really good recipe that I have been making since I was about 7 years old with my mom on sugar cookies, to make sugar cookies. So anyway, I almost filmed it, and I thought, I'll do that for next year. I'll incorporate a couple of videos here and there. My plan is Valentine's Day to make sugar cookies, and I'll show you guys how. If you're interested, great. If not, no problem. I'll see you on the next video the following week on cross stitch. But if you see a video pop up around Valentine's Day on how to make Valentine sugar cookies and you want to watch and join, that'd be fun. It's just going to be something fun. A couple little videos, how-to videos again. I do plan on doing these, the Alice in Wonderland thread drops. I'll make those for you guys, show you all the materials so you can make them yourself. 2021, let's see, what else am I planning on getting into for 2021? Dutch Mania is my big focus for, hopefully, I think it might be September this year in the Netherlands. If you guys are interested, I made a video back in 2019 on Dutch Mania. It was so fun. What is Dutch Mania, you're asking, if you've never heard of it or been? It is a stitching retreat put on by Twin Peak Primitives. It is so much fun. It's just a blast. And I went with Twin Peak Primitives and the 2 ladies, Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. We went and met the 2 sisters from Twin Peak Primitives. A group of us went to the retreat. There were other attendees. So it's a retreat, and at that time it was only 1 day. The stitch retreat is supposed to be 2 days coming up this time. Unfortunately, it was canceled last 2020. So, which is such a bummer. I was so excited to go, but it's totally understandable. So Dutch Mania for me, September, we already have plans. I already have my payment in for my retreat, which carried over from last year. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'll take you guys along. If you watch Dutch Mania video, I think it was like video 20 something, or I'll list it below what video number to look for in my channel. It's fun. I show you the different scenery in the Netherlands, in Germany. We also went to Belgium. So if you're interested, check out Dutch Mania to get an idea of what that's all about. It was just a blast. So I will be going again this year. The one I'm not too sure about, I'm really leaning on not going this year, is StitchCon. That is in June this year, and because of COVID, and mostly more because, well, COVID too, it's a huge concern, of course, but my surgery's been postponed. I postponed it. It's going to be in February or March. I'm not supposed to travel the first 6 months. So what I've thought about is if I do go to StitchCon, it's held in Sharonville, I can't even talk, Ohio. And it's put on by Keepsakes. If you're not familiar with that craft shop in Ohio, Keepsakes is a wonderful shop. I can't wait to visit someday. And Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching also does a really great job of coordinating the retreat with Barbara, the owner, and the other ladies that work there. They're fantastic. So StitchCon, I don't know. I'm leaning towards not. I don't know. My surgery, I'm going to be post-op only a few months. And again, I'm not supposed to travel the first 6 months. So what I can do is have my husband drive me out there. We love road trips. We love long road trips. So if he goes out, helps me with my luggage, helps me get in and out, maybe. The only thing is just being the exposure in the convention center. I'm not crazy about, because I'm a post-op patient, being so vulnerable. I don't even want to catch a cold right now. And I had gotten extremely sick after one of my hip surgeries. I have had 3, and I got so sick right after I caught the flu. I tested positive for the influenza bug, and I was so sick that by the time I got to the hospital, my kidney function had deteriorated. That's how bad I was. So that's why I'm a little hesitant on the group functions right now. So I'm going to say yes to Dutch Mania for sure, and maybe leaning towards not for StitchCon, for those of you that are wondering. Wool applique. I've been seeing more and more wool applique. I ordered a little kit, just a small kit to try it out. It's something I can get done soon. We'll see if I like it. I am interested in it, but that's kind of the last on my list, because crochet is right up there. Oh, and before I forget, I started to ask you guys, if you know, if you're into crochet, you're into yarn, you're into buying and making like yarn and blankets and stuff. I keep seeing ads for Annie's. Now I've seen Annie's. I wrote it down to ask you guys. Oh, Annie's Kit Clubs, and then I see anniescatalog.com. Can you guys tell me if that's the same thing? Is it the same company? Or they two, is Annie's Kit Clubs and anniescatalog.com two different things? It's because I'm interested in some of the kits. I do see a monthly club that people are in order to stitch like blocks of blankets. So let me know what your experience is with the Annie's crochet. I'm interested to know if it's any good or what your experience is. Put it in comments down below. So that's my plans for 2021. I also have a plan. My group wants to do a stitch along. A few members of the group wants to do a stitch along starting on Valentine's Day, February 14th. As you can see, I'm all ready for Valentine's. It's one of my favorite holidays. And you're probably all thinking, well, of course it's your favorite holiday. You're married, you know. No. I spent, what you might not know about me is I spent most of my life single. I was divorced, married a very short time, and I spent most of my life working, 16-hour shift, sometimes longer. I worked so much. Life was all about me really in my career. So Valentine's Day was spent alone, and I still loved Valentine's Day. I mentioned in my videos last year that I made Valentine's Day all about me. I bought myself something every year. I would order something and then I wouldn't open it, like say from 1-2-3 Stitch. I would order something for myself, so I would have a little package waiting for me on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to me! What better way to celebrate than a package from a craft shop? I mean, from a stitch shop. So anyway, I love Valentine's Day. I have always treated myself to chocolate. Sometimes I bought myself flowers, sometimes. So this year is no different. I might be married, And my husband's a wonderful husband. He brought me flowers just a few days ago for no reason at all. He's fantastic. But I still have that in me to take care of me and buy myself a little something. I would buy, even when things were really strapped for me financially, when I was by myself, living paycheck to paycheck, I used to love word searches. You know those little books you get in the grocery stores and you circle the word, looking for the word search, you know, in the word search? I used to love those when I was working. In between all the 911 calls and stuff, I'd be working on my little book during break, you know, during the downtime, which we never had, but it was something I could do and talk at the same time. So Valentine's Day special, I always made it special for myself. So I got all my red charts. If you can see them, I've got Rosewood Manor, ABC, Tapestry, Strawberries Forever by Blackbird. I've got Sweetheart Hill, Plum Street Sampler, Modern Folk Embroidery, the Bristol Monkey. It's got a monkey on it, Bristol Monkey something. Ooh La La by Blackbird. And then I've got my jazzy, fancy Valentine's tree ready to go. And would you guys believe, you're gonna laugh, I have one Valentine's stitch decoration that someone made me. One decoration on that whole darn tree. How sad. So I need to make some Valentine's decorations, some cross stitch decorations, which is on my list. I think it's Heartstring Samplery, has beautiful Valentine's. I'll find it and I'll pull it out for you guys next video. But anyway, I'm all ready to go. So anyway, that's my plans for 2021. So I started to tell you, I keep getting sidetracked. Have you guys noticed that? Anyway, pull it together, Stace. Get yourself together. Speaking of Heartstring Samplery, so I started mentioning that a group of my members in my Stitching 911 group, they want to do a stitch along on Consider the Lilies. Mine is kitted up. I've got fabric, all the floss. This is Consider the Lilies. Let me take it out. By Heartstring Samplery. They want to start, some of the members of the group want to start it on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So you're welcome to join us. If you've ever been interested in stitching this chart, you have time to start collecting the floss. The fabric I'd like to do is on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha. So I'm going back and forth on that because I just got an order from Seraphim Fabrics. We'll see about that. I might switch it to a Seraphim 32 count. So that's the chart. It is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery, starting in my Facebook group on February 14th, if you're interested. So I have not committed to the stitch along yet. It's still going to go on. There's other members that are doing the stitch along, but I'm still on the fence about it because the one that I've had my eye on is Dutch Beauty. Isn't that amazing? Dutch Beauty is by Permin. And now that I'm thinking about it, the winner of the extra chart that I have never claimed it. So this will be today's giveaway. If you're interested in your copy of Dutch Beauty, put a comment down below and tell me some New Year's plans. Tell me something that you have a goal for New Year's, for the new year. Doesn't have to be stitching. It can be cleaning a craft room. It can be crocheting. It can be starting a journal. I started a journal on the books that I'm reading. Now, I've always kept a journal on the title, the name, what I thought of the book, you know, that kind of stuff. But I also have a journal for quotes in a book. And I have started that last year, but I kind of put it to the side. So anyway, if I find a really good quote or a paragraph that I love from a book, I will actually either copy it, cut it out, paste it in my journal and write like little notes about it. But I love that. I love finding inspirational or quotes or just paragraphs in a book that really have some meaning to me. So tell me your plans. Anything, you know, like I said, losing weight, cooking more, using your Instapot more, whatever your plans are for 2021. These are all my plans. If you're interested in Dutch Beauty, I have an extra. It was not claimed in my sampler video, so it could be yours. So that's what I'm leaning towards. Instead of Consider the Lilies, I'm leaning towards this. Let me know in comments below if you're interested in the giveaway. The other one that's kitted up, ready to go, which will get started, this is not a huge one, it's just a lot of black stitching, is the Raven by the Primitive Hair. That's on my radar. I have this pretty fabric, which you can see back here. And I've got my floss ready. That's a contender to get started. Another one that's ready to go, that's kitted up, I've got the fabric, which is gorgeous. I've got the black floss. This is the fabric. That's true right there. And this is the Crow's Lullaby by the Primitive Hair. Let's do it closer. That's another start. Not overly huge, compared to Consider the Lilies. So those two are on my radar. The last one that's getting started for sure is the Christmas Carol Sampler by the Primitive Hair. And that's that one. I have the fabric, just like what's shown that I just showed a few minutes ago. I think it's the same fabric. I think it's called Old Salem, maybe. Yep, Old Salem. That is on my radar too. What I might do in the next video is show you a little parade of those that I have kitted up ready to go. That might be fun. But anyway, these are the three I'm really looking at. Let's talk about some new releases real quick before the video gets too long. Again, I'll re-show the Dutch Beauty. If you're interested in that, let me know. New releases, a few that came out. Silver Creek Samplers, Give Greatly. It's shipping at the end of the week. And the picture, if you notice, it shows button snowflakes. The chart also includes cross-stitch snowflakes. So if you don't want to use buttons and go looking for them and stuff, and you want to just stitch them, that will include snowflakes as well, the graphs. That's Silver Creek Samplers. Another one, Country Cottage Needleworks, is the March Sampler. She said, this is next in our Sampler of the Month series, shipping the end of next week for shops. Next up, we have Mill on the Floss Samplers, one of my favorite companies out of France, I believe. Mill on the Floss Samplers, Martha Morris, 1884. Look at those beautiful reds. That's what I love about this company, is the pretty reds in their charts. I've showed some before. They're just beautiful. Samplers and Stitches on Etsy. Now, when you search, put it all together as one word, Samplers and Stitches on Etsy. Elizabeth Canwell, 1795. And that's a beautiful one too. We have two more. Erica Michaels Designs, Peaceful Woodlands. This will include 2 linen berries that you see in the picture. And the last one I wanted to show is Waxing Moon Designs. I love the little rabbit on April. It is April, May, and June. She said the E-pattern is available in her Etsy shop. The printed charts are also going to be available in needlework shops. Waxing Moon Designs. Okay, guys, that's all I have this week. Again, if you're interested in the giveaway, it is Dutch Beauty. And just put in your plans for 2021, any goals that you might have in comments below. Don't say the word giveaway. Don't write the word giveaway. That way the trolls don't come in and take the try and enter to win the chart and sell it. Can you imagine? I'd rather have it go to someone that wants to stitch it. So if you think you will really stitch it, then please put in for the giveaway. I'll send it to you. All right, guys, I'm so excited to see you. I will be back soon, I promise, maybe 2 weeks. And I'm just going to keep on stitching, enjoying my charts and my whips. I hope you do the same, and I hope you'll join me for the next video in about 2 weeks. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.